Hey there, guys. Um, yeah, just here in my workshop and just listening to some of my records. And I have the Cha here, and I would want to film this video, and I want to talk about this video. Um, I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the stereo that you really want and the stereo that you're really looking for. Each and every one of us has different hearing, different taste of stereos. Some they want Marantz, some they want Sansui, some they want Pioneer, some they want Technics, some they want Sony, some they want Lafayette, some they want Harman Kardon, some you name it. There's many brands out there. So today I want to talk about which one do you really want when it comes to vintage stereos. Which one do you really think the best? Which one do you really think it's worth of the money? Which one do you really think, it could be a lot of reasons. Which one do you really, what you want and what's the best stereos out there, you know? My own experience when it comes to different brands, they do have different sounds, they do have different looks, they do have different quality of, you know, the sounds that they throw to your speakers. Um, not only stereos or brands that when you hear it will register to your mind that it's a good one, because there's a lot of stereos that it will make you wow. When you hear different brands and different stereos and wattage of the receiver to your speakers, or you connect the receiver to a nice big speakers, you will say that's amazing. But there's a lot of stereos and receivers out there that I experience when I listen to each and every one of the stereos that I have and receivers. And I do take my time listening to each and every one of my collections. I listen every inch, and the quality sounds, I really listen carefully, and I listen to the quality sounds that's coming out from one of my receivers. Um, you always have to listen about the cleanliness of the sound, the crisp, the clarity, and the big sounds that's coming out from the stereo. For example, Marantz. Marantz has this big, you know, sounds that when you hear it, it sounds amazing. Like it sounds different from other receivers that I listen and I experience, because I always, notice that Marantz has his own signature of sounds that it's only Marantz. And when I listen to Sansui, it has a different sound quality. Sansui has his own sounds that you can tell if you're a good listener, if you are a good you know um, collector, if you are you know if you have experience for a long time, many years, when you can distinguish the sound of each and every one. But for others guys, they're not going to know that. They will say they sound the same. They sound the same, but they have different sound quality, guys. And the other thing that it makes it so beautiful, it makes it so clean and crisp, the sound quality of a receiver, when you connect it to a nice speakers, a nice wattage of speakers, big speakers, a big size of woofer, so it will make it sounds more beautifully. But as a collector and as a buyer of this receiver and stereos in general, I experienced that each and every one of these receivers has their own uniqueness of sounds, of the quality of the receiver. They have their own um, I would say, um, ingredients inside of the stereo receivers. So I ask myself, which one do I really want? Which one do I really think? What's the best stereos? Um, I plug in my Luxman. I listen to my Pioneer 838 um, receiver. I listen to my Techniques. I listen to my Sansui. I listen to my Marantz, and they all have different sounds quality inside of that receiver. So to answer my questions or your questions, you know, I think you have to set up your stereos beautifully. Like you have to have a good equalizer, you have to have a good receiver, you have to have a very nice speakers, a big speakers like my SP 1500, my SP 2000, my Pioneer. You see in my If you see in my other videos, you will see when I film my speakers, and you will see um, this the looks and the toughness of my speakers, and you will hear the sounds that it's amazing. So those things, guys, you have to have a good turntable, equalizer, receivers, speakers, and there is no question about it. That is the design of a good sounds, of a good stereos that you will receive from your stereos. That is the answer to these questions. I topic this um, subject is because a lot of people, probably a lot of new comers about collecting vintage stereos, um, have no knowledge yet, and maybe if they see this video, they might get knowledge about buying vintage stereos, about which one do you really want, which one. Then the other thing, guys, about having stereos, guys, like it makes you confused sometimes because um, the way you set up your stereos, it's not about the brand all the time. It's not about Marantz all the time. It's not about Sansuis all the time. It's not about Techniques all the time, Pioneer. It's about how you set it up. It's about, because um, if you just put like a bookshelf speaker, it's gonna sound, tiny. Okay, the sound that comes out from the receiver, it's gonna be smaller. So when you put the big speakers, and you have to match it, how many watts from the receiver going to your speaker, because that is the good quality sound that can take with the speakers from your receiver. So these are the fundamentals of having a good stereo system in your place, and a good sounds quality that you will get if you set it up right, if you put a good stereo turntable, equalizer, receivers, amplifier, and speakers. So it's your choice if you want, this brand, if you want that brand, if you want that brand. So I would say, yeah, there is a difference between the brands. I mean, between Sansui, Marantz, Lafayette, Aquaphase, Luxman. They do have difference because each and every one of those receiver has watts in the back. So you have to see how many watts. Some of them are 50 watts, some of them are 100 watts, some of them are 150 watts. So it could go up and up and up. So the more watts that you will get, the more power that it will throw to your speakers, and it will give you a good quality sounds in your place. So it's about you set it up. It's about how you set it up. It's about, you know, but I would say there is a difference. You know, if you buy Marantz, of course, Marantz is one of the luxury high end stereo receivers, amplifiers, stereos in general, because you're paying for the name, you're paying the brand. You know, it's like you're buying Mercedes Benz. So you're paying for the name, and you will get what you want, but it's gonna cost you, you know, hundreds or thousands of money. So you're paying for the good name, that it's popular name, it's known, and it's a good quality sounds. And Marantz, of course, definitely everybody knows Marantz. Um, when they are stereo lovers, they know Marantz. So I do have different types of Marantz. I have maybe 5, 7 Marantz, different models, and I know the sound quality. It's a good stereo receivers. So don't let yourself get confused, because it depends, you know, what kind of receivers that you're getting, what you want, and it depends how much you want to spend, how much you want to pay, and it depends, you know, which looks you like. So it's very, you know, so you don't have to go crazy about it, like, you know, but of course, if you really want the high ends, go for Marantz, you know, Sansuis, you know, they are good stereos. If you want a different brand that you might think that a lot of people has those brands, you can get Luxman, you can get Aquaface, you can get um, what else is a rare brand out there. You know, there's some of rare stereos out there that you probably not, you know, heard. So even me, including me. So it's up to you, you know, how much your budget, how much you want to spend, because some of the vintage stereos, guys, are not cheap. So if you buy it on eBay, you know, they're like a couple hundreds or more than $1,000. The one that I really like is the Sansui 9090 DB. Yeah, that's Sansui 9090 DB. It's a gigantic receiver, guys. It's heavy, it's huge, and it throws a lot of power. But it's more than $1,000. So I'm not ready for that. So maybe we'll see one day. You know, if I can see lower than $1,000, maybe I'll buy it. But I do have a lot, as you can see here, I have a lot of stereos, turntables, you know, so I'm not ready for it, and one day maybe. So Sansui's, it's one of my favorite stereos. I love Sansui's, and just listening to the name, the sounds of the word is just amazing. Hey, what do you have for your system? I have Sansui, so it sounds amazing, guys. You know, Marantz, it's almost like it's American name, you know, but Sansui, it's known that it's Japanese brand. So, but back in the day, guys, the U.S. and Japanese, they merged, they worked together with the stereos, Marantz. The engineers in Japan, they finish the job and then sell it and manufactured in USA. Some of the Marantz receivers you can see in the back, manufactured in USA, and it says made in Japan. So together they work together, and you know they share with the money, and you know they sold a lot of stereo receivers, turntables, and you name it, um, from U.S. and Japan. So they merged a long time ago, back in the 70s, and they made a lot of money, back then. But the Marantz nowadays, they sold a lot of um, new ones, modern ones, and those are a couple thousands of dollars, and it's very expensive now. And they use plastic now. They're not wood anymore. They're not silver faceplate. They're just plastic. And some of these stereos, guys, are made in China. So, um, the thing about the new ones, guys, especially when it's made in China, it's kind of like it's already programmed. That less than 5 years it will break, and they are computerized. And these are the modern ones I'm talking about. And once it breaks, the tendency or the first thing that they would do is throw it away, because they don't want to take that to the repair shop, because the computer in front of the stereos, they are digital and they are expensive. So if they replace that, they're gonna cost money, and it's kind of hard to fix, I would say, because computer nowadays, it's not easy to fix, especially people that doesn't really know about computers. And the vintage ones are easy to fix, because they're like fuses. Yeah, they're fuses and what do you call this? Capacitors, stuff like that. And they are easy to fix, I would say. Easy to figure it out, and compared to the modern ones, because modern ones, guys, it's many of little stuff in there, many computers, digitals, and it's gonna cost money. So instead of taking that to the repair shop, the first thing that they would say is just, you know junk it, and we'll just buy a new one, because in US, guys, it's gonna cost more money to fix that stereo, rather than buy a new one. So you will save more money if you buy a new one. And in the United States, it's like change it, buy a new one, change it, repair, not really. So when it's broken, they don't want to deal with that, because they want the easy way, so they buy a new one, So that's, how it is in the United States. But in other countries, they fix the stereos, if they can fix it, they will fix it, and it will cost less money. This is in Asia, so it's totally different from Asia and United States. So, yeah, I'm just, trying to um, have a topic here about, a lot of things. And the main thing that I'm talking about here, it's which one that you really want, which one that, what's the best stereo receiver, amplifier, turntable, speakers, equalizer, which one is the best. So like I said, I already explained it. And yeah, it's about it. So I hope, the newcomers, the new generation, when they wanted to collect vintage stereo receivers, and when they see this um, video of mine, I hope, or maybe they will learn, and if they listen to what I'm saying, they will learn about stereos. So there it is, guys. If you didn't click the subscribers yet, click subscribers and hit all. And every time I upload a new video, it will go straight to your YouTube channel. So, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you again next time. For now, sayonara.